then I got one for you, Vic.
That's my friend.
Alright, now I know last year apparently Wayne did pass away.
Yes.
I just wonder how hard was that knowing that someone so close to you, such who played Mickey Mouse, passed away so soon? I mean, was that hard?
Oh, it was very difficult. For those of you who don't know, the voice of Mickey Mouse was a guy named Wayne Allwine, who had done it since actually 1977 in the new Mickey Mouse Club. And he was a tremendous friend. He, little inside information, most people don't know, that he was in life married to Minnie Mouse. They both were in bad marriages. When we started doing the voices back in roughly 1986 altogether, they both got divorced, fell in love, and got married. And they were the closest soulmates I've ever met of anyone in life. They were a tremendous couple. And Wayne unfortunately passed away last year. And we have a new voice, a young guy, 27, out of Kansas City by the name of Brett Iwan, who is an illustrator for Hallmark cards. And he can sound exactly like Wayne. He doesn't quite have the acting chops yet, because doing voices is not just about doing an approximation of the voice or copying the voice. You're an actor. And when I have a lot of students that I talk with, and they always say, well, I do voices, but I don't want to study acting. If you ever want to get into voiceover, the best advice I can give is to study acting, because whether or not there's a camera there, you are acting. In fact, a lot of the on-camera actors say that voice acting is a little harder because you don't have your body, your face, your eyes, movements to convey emotions. You have to do it all in your voice. But back to your question, it's been very tough for the last year and a half to not work with Wayne, who was like a brother, and we all socialized and got together, which was really weird for my son, because it's like, you know, Aunt Minnie and Uncle Mickey and stuff like that, so he grew up around this kind of thing. But it's been a little tough, getting over the loss of Wayne Allwine, who was a great, great entertainer.
My second question for you is, what was it like moving from, the cartoons with Goofy and everything, to like video games with Kingdom Hearts, with all the Square Enix characters and everything?
Well, I've been swearing long before I was doing Goofy, so it's little background on me. My degree was in broadcast journalism. I kicked around in radio for a number of years. I got into stand-up comedy, which I traveled the country for about 5 years doing comedy clubs in the early 80s, which is the best training I've ever had, because, you get in front of a crowd and you ain't funny, they'll let you know it real quick. So you learn how to perform doing that. It's a very honest kind of back and forth between you and the audience. I moved out to Hollywood in 1986, and as luck would have it, and this happens from time to time, Goofy was my very first audition for an animated character. About 4 months after I moved to Los Angeles, and I'd done a lot of cartoon voices. I was one of those strange kids that would, look at the TV tuner, and I would, hey, Rocky, watch me play rabbit a little white hat.
Yes, Inspector W. Jordan, the mouth is here. Why, could it be all sorts of strange voices?
And so I practiced those as a kid, and Orange Goofy was one of my favorites. So it was in my repertoire. So, right place, right time. I was very lucky. Back in January of '87 is when I started doing Goofy, and now I've done probably, it's over 3,000 different projects for the Disney company. So it's been a great character to get. It wasn't too much of a stretch. Movies are a little different than television. The first series that I did was one called Goof Troop, and where we would do a 42, 43-page script in about 3 hours. A Goofy movie, which was my favorite personal thing that we did, over a period of 2.5 years, I did 42 recording days. So they really took their time. They'd rewrite scenes, we'd redo it, and it finally came out to be what I consider a really great movie, and was the first movie any of the main Disney characters starred in. So it was kind of a big thing for me. But no, I love switching around to different things, and all of the different characters that I've done, it's just fun taking on different roles. It's a blast.
Alright, cool. Now for my final question for Vic, you were just saying before how you're very religious and stuff. Was it hard to play as dark and be an angel and stuff like that, with angels and everything?
No, not at all. In fact, it was a lot of fun.
And like I said, I mean, I think they even just touched on it. It's really fun to play characters that are not you, that are very different from your own personality. Most actors really, really enjoy the ones that are so very different from them. So, yeah, any opportunity to do those kind of roles is always a fun one. There have been a lot of those characters that are very unique and strange. Maybe they're bad guys, and maybe they're evil, and maybe they're, you know, but they're fun. And that's the best part. And you know what? We talked yesterday, and said exactly the same thing that he just said. When you talk about voice acting, the key word in voice acting is acting. Every voice actor I know has a huge background in theater, acting, camera, on-camera stuff. So it's not just about mimicking characters that you like. It's about playing a character, playing a role, and being able to, you know, to express that character's emotions through the highs and lows and all of the different emotions that character goes through. So you guys, if you're interested in voice acting, start getting into acting and take classes and jump into school programs, school plays, and community theater, anything you can to develop your skills as an actor. Thank you, sweetie.
This is a question for Vic. I was just wondering, could you do an impression of Tamaki saying, "Where's my teddy bear?"
Dude, your hair is awesome. I don't know whether you're looking at me or someone else. That's great. Where's my teddy bear? Do you have a Tamaki teddy bear? Do you? You do, don't you? Did he freak out? Is that a line from the show? Did he freak out when he said it?
Where's my teddy
Yeah, better hold the mic away, right?
Where's my teddy bear?
Quick, another question, please.
Hi. I was wondering, so a question for you. I know a lot of female voice actors play male characters. I was wondering, do you know any male voice actors that play female characters?
Lex Lang, you can Google him, just female characters. Usually it's sort of in the Shakespearean event where it's like, "Oh, darling, so lovely to see you," or Monty Python-esque. Not as common, but a very good question.
I've done a few women characters, but they're the very broad caricatures. Yeah, the Monty Python sort of characters. I've done that before. And I did a few I did Owie the Bunker. Do you remember the series? Ow, all in the family. I can't read it so good. But I used to do those kind of things in my stand-up routine. So, but usually they have the women do it.
Yeah, I played a character once that I found out halfway through the series was actually a woman. They didn't tell me that. And the news was rather jarring. But yeah, it was this character in a show called Gravion. And I played this character named Raven. And it turns out, you find out halfway through the series, that he's not actually Raven. He's actually Raven's sister who is posing as Raven. So yeah, I did that. And then I played this character in Naruto that should have been a woman. Looked like one, sounded like one. And yeah, rather scary. But they insisted it was a man. And so I believed them, but I didn't look or sound like one. Pretty scary. The character's name was Fwen, so you'd be watching out for that character. Thank you, sweetie.